Word on Sports. First American Banks, 4th down on 4.
The Saints' already perfidious path to the playoffs pelted with precipitation today. Did the November rain of Tampa drown out the Black and Gold's postseason chances? Nothing lasts forever, except for maybe the hopes of Hoodats, who watched a chance to steal one on the road slip away. Welcome into 4th down. For all intents and purposes, the final 5 games of the season for the Saints were the playoffs. After today, any real postseason chances are now on life support. Mathematically, it's not time to pull the plug on the Saints season just yet, but a 23-20 loss to Tampa Bay did put New Orleans, appropriately so considering the weather, up a creek without a paddle.
You can see the rain picking up, and we've already seen it affect this game.
A third straight win for the Saints would have to come against the elements and the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay was unbeaten at home and on a 3-game win streak of their own. But from the start, short yardage situations proved yet again to be the Saints' shortcoming. Not even the Superdome special could get a much-needed yard on 4th down. At halftime, the Saints had managed -4 yards rushing, yet still had a 4-point lead.
We were struggling. We took some minus plays in the running game that hurt us. We felt like, Drew was throwing it pretty well considering the conditions.
Those same conditions played right into the Saints' game plan on the other side of the ball, though. Jeff Garcia completed just 9 of 23 passes, and the Buccaneers converted only 2 of 15 third-down attempts.
To me, it's a defensive advantage. That limits what the offense can do somewhat. They're the ones throwing the ball around, and we knew they'd start to run the ball once the weather got the way it did.
While the defense played well enough to win, the passing game did just enough to lose. Whether it was dropped passes, in which there were 8, or interceptions, in which there were 3, the final 2 coming on the Saints' final 2 possessions.
The fact that it's the last 2 drives of the game, you're going down trying to win the thing, and that can't happen. So that one's on me.
Under Sean Payton, the Saints are now 0-17 when trailing after 3 quarters. That streak, perhaps more than any other time, could have been snapped today.
We had a perfect chance out there today, and we didn't take advantage of it. So it's disappointing, very disappointing. Tough loss overall. It's probably one of the more disappointing losses I've ever been a part of.
Closer look at the numbers. Drew Brees, decent, 47 attempts, 296 yards, 2 scores. Those 3 picks, though, were huge. Marcus Colston, 6 receptions, 106 yards. Garrett Hartley, perfect on his 2 field goals attempt. Bush's numbers, pretty anemic in his return from knee surgery. But the eye-popping stat was this. New Orleans, rushing yards, 44. Jeff Garcia alone had 42. We're joined now in studio, Biloxi Sun-Herald beat writer for the Saints, Larry Holder. And first off, thanks for joining us. And you saw that anemic record, the anemic rushing yards that the Saints had. And you would have thought with the weather in Tampa that it maybe would have been a little more run-oriented. But Sean Payton, once again, kind of bucking the trend. That didn't necessarily come back and bite him, though, in your opinion, did it?
Probably not. I mean, the turnovers more than anything, but that was in part of they threw the ball too much. So, I mean, Drew Brees has 3 interceptions, should have had 4 except for a cheap penalty by Rondé Barber. But when you don't run the ball, when it's raining, and you have no balance, I mean, Tampa already knows the Saints are so pass happy, sometimes it gets ridiculous.
And when the ball's wet, though, do you want to put the ball in the air that many times? Because obviously, I mean, 8 drop passes today was a huge key as well.
Right. I mean, and that slowed down the offense and made Drew Brees have to do more with really less options because of the terrain and that sort of thing. But not running the ball, I mean, they ran the ball maybe 17, 18 times for really, I mean, maybe
44 yards.
Right,
yeah,
and that's just not going to get it done ever. And, I mean, Sean Payton's almost so hard-headed, it doesn't seem like no matter what, he's going to do what he wants to do. And That's why they're 6-6.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia had 42 yards, by the way, by himself. But let's go back to a defensive effort that really now you're starting to see a trend now where these guys are playing the ball pretty well, but you kind of waste maybe arguably one of the better defensive efforts of the year as well.
Right. The Saints probably could have used this effort in Washington or in Denver, but they didn't get it. And for that to happen, I mean, it's just the way it is. The Saints never seem to play a complete game. Sean Payton always preaches, let's try to get a complete game on every phase. It never seems to happen. It's probably only happened 2 or 3 times this year. And, I mean, that's why this team is so up, so down. You got it in Monday night, but you didn't get it today.
All right, one of the guys that played very sparingly, as he has been kind of going on for a while now, Deuce McAllister, was with Jim Henderson in the locker room after the game.
Well, you've butted heads with these guys for a long, long time. It's a veteran defense that doesn't make many mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing about them, you know. They're going to kind of bend it, don't break, you know, and make you have to make plays, you know, and any time that you kind of get out of position or, you know, try to force some things, and they're always there to, you know, take care of it.
You didn't play in the first half, did you? Just in the second?
Yeah, no, I didn't play in the first half, you know. We were just trying to do some different things, and you know, we had some success at it, and then went back to some other things in the second half, and, you know, was able to get in a little bit.
How disappointing is this? I mean, obviously there's a quarter of the season still to play, but this was a crucial game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're all pretty much crucial just because, you know, where we stand. And, you know, we don't know where it's going to put us in the end of it. But, you know we do have 4 more games to play. So try to go out and play your best ball. And whatever happens after that, that's all you can handle.
I've got to ask you, do you think you'll be a part of those 4 games?
I don't know. I mean, I probably know as much as you do at this point.
I'm going to ask you to hazard a guess. Yes or no? Would you be a part of this team for the final 4 games of this season? Just make a guess.
If I'm going to guess, I'm going to say yes. I mean, obviously, you know, I feel good about everything. You know, we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. We'll find out soon enough.
Last week, everybody was saying, well, this could be Deuce McAllister's last game in the Superdome as a Saint. This could have been Deuce McAllister's last game as a Saint anywhere.
That's what you look at. You know, that may be true. That may be true. But until that time comes, you know, I'm preparing myself to get ready to play.
Deuce McAllister. Thank you, Deuce.
Larry Holder joining us again. Kind of hard to, I mean, there's a lot of Saints fans that never thought this day would happen, but you've pretty much, I mean, I think it's coming down this week. I don't think the league can wait anymore, right. And I don't see it going in Deuce's favor. He quite possibly played his last game as a Saint, which that's pretty heavy news.
Right, and for a lot of fans who chant Deuce every week, and I mean, they've seen he still has a little bit of life left in him, but it seems like he's kind of fallen down the depth chart. And I mean, you could just hear from
you see on the expression on his face.
Right,
yeah.
and just you ask him every week, and he knows that it's it. This is it. I mean, the salary cap number for next season is going to be way too high for a number 3 option. And if the appeal doesn't turn out the way that he hopes, it's probably going to be it.
Yeah, disappointing stories. What has been a definitely disappointing season. Stay with us. Much more with Larry Holder on the Saints' disappointing loss to the Tampa Bay Bucks today. More with Larry Holder after the break, including Reggie's forgettable return. Plus, how much did the weather really affect Drew Brees and the Saints offense? Stick around.
I thought it was up and down. He struggled in punt return, and you know, he had a couple drops. So you know, we just got to keep getting the rust off and getting him back acclimated to game speed, and he'll be fine. But you know, I just thought it was just okay.
Sean Payton on Reggie Bush's return. And Reggie still appearing to be under the weather in his first game back from knee surgery. 8 carries, 16 total yards, 8 touches rather, 16 total yards. And speaking of the forecast, eerie was how Drew Brees described the weather before today's game in Tampa. Dreary is how most Saints fans felt afterward. Jim Henderson with more on if today's downpour was the perfect backdrop for the Saints' sinking ship.
Played these games before.
With one eye on the play chart and another on the weather map, Sean Payton made his first weather-related adjustment with 8:38 left in the first quarter, running Devery Henderson unsuccessfully on 4th down rather than attempting a 47-yard field goal.
It was right on that cusp of, with the wind blowing, we were into the wind, so you know, I decided to go for it, and then following series, we ended up kicking the field goal.
Garrett Hartley would later hit from that spot in the first quarter, a 3-0 lead that might have been 6-0 in a game that would produce a 3-point loss. Squalls that moved in and out and eventually dropped the mercury about a dozen degrees contributed to an eerie atmosphere that didn't help a Saint offense that threw the football 29 more times than it ran.
First half was kind of sloppy and windy, and we were struggling. You know, we took some minus plays in the running game that hurt us. We felt like, Drew was throwing it pretty well considering the conditions. And then the second half, we'd gotten a lot more coverage, so we felt like with some of the 7.5 man fronts, we had some opportunities to run it and find some balance.
In no way did the Saints blame this loss on the conditions, but they forced a wardrobe change in Drew Brees, who went the Kurt Warner-Ben Roethlisberger route, briefly wearing gloves.
The wind combined with kind of the downpour, I just felt like I'd get a lot better grip and be able to throw the ball a lot better with the gloves. So went to those and felt like they were pretty effective there, while it was pouring.
He would attribute his own 3 back-breaking interceptions to his own misjudgments rather than the inclement conditions. But as Bob Dylan once sang, you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. And with a game that Brees called one of the most disappointing losses ever in his career, the Saints' playoff aspirations may have been blown away at Tampa Bay. In Tampa, Jim Henderson, 4th down on 4.
Joining us in studio again with the Biloxi Sun-Herald beat writer with the Saints, Larry Holder. And I thought you brought up a pretty good point. I think play calling probably wouldn't have changed at all if this had been bright and sunny. Sean Payton does what Sean Payton wants to do. I
mean, you can just look at it. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. He runs the end around to Devery Henderson, doesn't work. Instead of running it up the gut, on 3rd and 1 he passes, 4th and 1 he runs with Devery, and it just doesn't make sense. And later on in the game, he does a pitch toss to Reggie Bush. That rarely works on 3rd and 1. He just does not have confidence to run it up the gut, and he's just going to do whatever he wants to do, and people have to live with it, really.
Not a lot worked when it came to Reggie Bush today. A couple of drops, 3 carries, 0 yards rushing. His first game back, I think a lot of people were expecting same old Reggie, and they didn't get anything today. As disappointing a game as he's had as a professional, in your opinion?
Probably so, and don't forget 2 punt returns, negative 16 yards, so it'd even make it worse. He was trying to make plays happen. You could tell he wasn't back to where he was, and before he was hurt, it wasn't really his fault the Saints were up and down. He was playing well, but you could tell trying to get him in sync back with the offense, he's just not there yet, and the offense isn't clicking with him yet.
Is too much made, though, that the Saints went 3-1 without him?
I think so. I think just because I don't think he was the problem. He scored 8 touchdowns when he was with the Saints and basically had them single-handedly in the game against the Vikings, and just the defense.
And even with the minus 16 yards on punt returns, that 3rd punt return that went for 3rd punt that goes for 18 yards, he still affects that.
Right.
And that sets up the game, or the tying field goal. Overall, most disappointing loss of this in a season that's been so disappointing. Was this the most disappointing loss of the season, you think?
I think maybe it is, just because I think the Saints had an opportunity against one of the best teams in the NFC, had chances, and it's really disappointing because Drew Brees really made some poor decisions. And when you think, hey, this guy can bring us back 20-20 late in the 4th quarter, all what they need is a field goal, and he throws an interception deep in their own territory, basically hands them the game. So in that aspect, you probably have to say so.
Almost cost him 3 points earlier, too, when he tries to go deep to Marcus Colston when all they needed was maybe a couple of yards. Garrett Hartley ends up hitting the field goal, but still, nonetheless, I don't know if it was whether him maybe pressing too much, but I think definitely his poorest outing of the year. Larry Holder, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks.
Stick around. Much more 4th down after the break.
Yesterday's was a game where both the weather forecast and the statistical forecast called for an offensive assault that would rely on the infantry more than the Air Force. Unfortunately for the Saints, that's a game they either can't or choose not to play. Rain, wind, slippery track, Bucs boasting the 2nd-ranked pass defense in the league, but the 12th-ranked rushing defense. A deficit for the Saints, never larger than 10 points in the game, never larger than 3 points for the final 12 minutes of it. All those factors figured to tilt the balance of the Saints' attack toward the run, but that's not a commitment the Saints ever make for long, if at all. In the first half, the Saints ran the ball 8 times for 4 yards. The Bucs 17 for 90. On their very first series, 4th and 1 at the Tampa Bay 30, the Saints thought Devery Henderson running an end around was their best play. It lost 3 yards. We have seen the folly of attempting to run Devery against the Bucs before, and apparently they have too. At the end of the game, the Saints had run the football 18 times for 44 yards. The Bucs 34 times for 149. Jeff Garcia had only 2 more pass completions than his own rushing attempts, but his 7 scrambles netted him 42 yards, just 2 less than the Saints rushed for as a team. In passing the football 47 times, the Saints suffered 3 interceptions. In running it 34 times, the Bucs never lost a fumble by a running back, never suffered an interception while throwing it only half as much as the Saints. For the 18th time in 18 games, Sean Payton's team failed to win while trailing after 3 quarters. Now, on the surface, that's a shocking statistic given the Saints' aerial firepower. But a statistic the Bucs had relied on in their last 3 wins, all come from behind efforts, is 4th quarter time of possession, for which they led the NFL heading into yesterday's game. That reflects a balanced team that takes care of the football, a winning team's formula. Tampa Bay is a team with no flash, little dash, and a lot of mash. That formula has them leading the division at 9-3. The Saints are a team with lots of flash, lots of dash, and no mash, and they are in the division basement. That disparity between pass and run has provided the most telling statistic for those who decry the Saints' lack of balance. The Saints are perfectly balanced in one category because of it: wins and losses, 6-6. Good enough not to be bad, not good enough to be any better than that. And you'll be
in a 3-point loss, little things mean a lot in tonight's breakdown.
Spacing isn't a term only used by basketball coaches. Here, tight ends Jeremy Shockey and Buck Ortega are too close together. Result, Rondé Barber can cheat off of his man, tip a pass intended for Shockey. The ball winds up in the hands of Buck Cato Jr. The Saints defense played well, but there was one huge mistake. Number 42, Jason David, was looking back at the quarterback. Number 29, safety Josh Bullocks, was supposed to be help inside, but he bit on the double move. Result, Jeff Garcia, 39-yard touchdown pass to a wide-open Antonio Bryant. The Saints had great field position on their first 2 drives, but on 4th and 1 and 3rd and 1, deep in Bucs territory, they failed to convert. Devery Henderson was collared on the reverse. Reggie Bush dumped for a loss, running wide. Former Ravens coach Brian Billick had this to say about the Saints' short yardage shortcomings.
But at some point, you got to play smash ball to get a first down.
Amen, brother. And the Saints host the Falcons noon on Sunday. Well, last year at this time, the Saints had lost at home to Tampa Bay. The Saints' record then was 5-7. There is little discernible difference between this year and last year. The Saints still can't convert 3rd down and short. The defense is still giving up long touchdown passes. Why can't the Saints get over the hump? Well, in 2006, when the club reached the NFC Championship game, the Saints were 11th in total defense. This year, 21st. In 2006, the Saints were a respectable 19th in rushing yards. This year, 28th. The numbers don't lie. The Saints' problems a year ago are their problems now. And at this point, 44 games into Sean Payton's tenure, if I were Tom Benson, I'd be asking, how much longer do you plan to ignore the obvious? And I'd give him another offseason, he and Mickey Loomis, to figure it out. And if they don't, then I would start looking.
Wow. All right. Strong words, Ed Daniels.
We're going to Deuce McAllister spent his off day in his home state of Mississippi. Ed Daniels spoke with Deuce after the news broke, and Ed joins us live on the phone. Ed, Deuce had been optimistic about his chances of his appeal. What was his reaction today?
Well, Adam, you know, even as late as yesterday, he said he felt good about it, that perhaps it wouldn't be a 4-game suspension, maybe even shorter, maybe a fine. But he found out about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and he said that he was hoping for the best, which was a fine, expecting the worst. One of the things that he said today was that the substance in question, the diuretic in question, Star Caps, is something that was recommended to him by former teammates. He wouldn't say who. He also said that once he had that cleared by the league, Star Caps 4 years ago, that he recommended the Star Caps to other players currently on the Saints roster. Now, as far as how much the suspension will cost Deuce McAllister, in roster bonuses and base salary, Deuce McAllister will lose $633,000. And he said perhaps even more today. Will Smith, $165,000 in base pay, and Charles Grant, $176,000 in base pay. And, of course, there are other bonuses as far as Charles Grant and Will Smith are concerned that we'll get into later. It could be a much more costlier situation for the two Saints defensive ends. Again, Deuce McAllister saying today that he was prepared for the worst, but he was hoping for the best. He would not speculate on whether there will be an injunction sought in federal court that would allow he and the other players who were suspended today to return to the field sometime in 2008. Adam?
Did you get any sense whether Deuce thinks he's played his last game as a member of the Saints?
Well, the one thing Deuce said today was, he has a high cap number for next year. It's over $7 million. So if he were to return, Adam, my guess is that number would have to be, cut substantially. Of course, we'll hear from Sean Payton, I would guess, tomorrow as to whether he wants Deuce back in the fold in 2009. Deuce said he will have arthroscopic surgery again on the knee that he injured last year, but he said it's nothing major, a simple cleaning out procedure. He's healthy. He expects to play football in 2009. Whether it's with the Saints or not, we just don't know.
All right, Ed Daniels on the phone for us. Ed, thanks very much. The other suspended players are the Texans' Brian Pitt.